Hey, what is up YouTube? Jacob Levin here, and today I'm going to do an answering your questions video, and I'm going to dedicate this video to Klayton Fioriti, who is a great YouTuber I've recently talked to. And what he does a lot of Jurassic Park commentary, mostly Jurassic Park, but he also does a lot of other videos on other movies and things that I really think people should check out. Though I don't have as much subscribers as Klayton does, I really hope that some people will share this video to him so he sees it as well, because in this video we are going to focus on Jurassic Park questions. And ironically enough, I got a good few of them from school too, which of course I always keep a handy piece of paper around. But I'd like to personally thank Klayton. If you're watching this, my friend, I want to personally thank you for just inspiring me to keep doing this. Because I'm sure all of you who watch this are aware, I'm not a popular YouTuber. I barely started this year, so I'm like half a year into this, and I don't have many subscribers. Not that I need a lot, but I just do this for fun, and if I could ever make a career out of it and it helps people, that's fine too. But really, this was just for me a way of fun, so people could watch me, so people could have some entertainment of some kind, which is why I have some other kinds of videos where I did one challenge. I have a few videos of my pets playing around on my bed. You know, just your average sort of videos you'd probably see on the internet with my shoddy cameramanship. But either way, if you guys would, I would like you guys to share this video to him. Or if I might help too, you know, I'll try to get him to watch it as well. So, without further ado, what's wrong with my words? We're gonna start these questions off, and I'm gonna answer a few of my dinosaur questions as well that I got from school. And the first question is from my good friend Erin Elsie. Erin, I appreciate you giving me a question. Thank you. And she asks, is the T-Rex actually able to run? To me, any animal is able to run when it wants to or needs to. But as far as T-Rex is concerned, some scientists will say it didn't. Like Jack Horner, he proposed that it's a scavenger and its legs are built to walk over long distances. And some scientists will disagree with that and say that it was built to chase down prey like hadrosaurs or triceratops or gallimimus or stuff like that. And no, it did not chase gallimimus in the real world history. I was referring to Jurassic Park right there. But thus deferring to your question, Aaron, what I think that T-Rex could run and was fully capable of doing it, and it would have reached speeds of, maybe, to my best guess, 20 to 25 miles an hour. Which for a big animal that weighs 7 or 8 tons, like a T-Rex does, is pretty fast for an animal that size. Now, that might not be fast enough to catch some of its prey items, but for animals like Triceratops, Ankylosaurus, Alamosaurus, which is basically a giant sauropod, it would be able to run to catch them. But animals such as the gallimimus-like animals and hadrosaurs would be a little bit harder, but it could manage it if it was working in a pack, let's say. It could use ambush tactics in order to subdue prey like that. So I hope that answers your question, Aaron, and I really appreciate you giving me something to talk about for YouTube. I really appreciate it. This next question is from a woman named Emily Bryan, who asks me, do dinosaurs really have feathers? Well, in the fossil record, it's been proven that dinosaurs do have feathers, and I do believe that dinosaurs did. And some people are a little iffy because they prefer dinosaurs with scales. Not all dinosaurs were covered in feathers, but a majority of the theropod clan, or the Saurischian order, the theropod family tree, most of them definitely did have feathers, especially in the Saurischian order, such as T-Rex, Velociraptor, Archaeopteryx, Microraptor, and even birds today, or where we know are covered in feathers. So, to your question, Emily, yes, dinosaurs did have feathers, but not all of them were. it was more than likely just the theropod order, though some other dinosaurs had little quill knobs or quill points. You know that there's two parts of a feather. One is that big fluffy part right there, and then there's that little central quill. Some dinosaurs may have just had those little quills, as a kind of primitive hair of some sort to cover their body in colder temperatures. So I hope that answers your question, Emily, and I hope you enjoyed that. My next question is from my friend Tori Collins, who is my best friend in the world. Thank you, Tori. I hope you see this video. And please leave a like if you did. She asks me, what dinosaurs had the biggest brains? Well, there's two ways you could answer this question. One is literally the biggest brain, and there's the brain-to-body ratio of testing out how smart the dinosaurs are. As far as biggest brain of any dinosaur, I think T-Rex may have had it, because to my best knowledge, it was probably one of the smarter of the large dinosaurs, and it definitely had a big enough head for a big enough brain. But in the brain-to-body ratio, calculating how smart a dinosaur is, the smartest dinosaur was definitely Troodon pectinodon. It is a type of a velociraptor kind of dinosaur, or dromaeosaur, as it's scientifically called. It is a type of raptor that has evolved to be, to some theories, omnivorous, which is what I would explain some shorter teeth in some species. But in the case of Alaskan troodons, it had much sharper, more pronounced teeth for eating prey. But Troodon as a whole is probably one of the smartest dinosaurs to have ever evolved, and was probably the smartest dinosaur out of every dinosaur before it and after. And after is referring to birds. So I hope that answers your question, Tori. I really appreciate you sending me another question. My good buddy Chance Parkinson, he asks me, what was the fastest dinosaur? To my knowledge, I think it was, what was it called? Struthiomimus. It's a kind of Gallimimus-like dinosaur that reached up to speeds about 45 miles an hour. Very fast for a biped. It was definitely faster than ostriches, a little bit faster than a racehorse, but nowhere near as fast as a cheetah. A cheetah, I'm sure some of you know, runs up to 75 miles an hour. 70 or more miles per hour. Now, no dinosaur could ever get that much faster, but the fastest dinosaur I can think of is Struthiomimus. So I hope that answers your question, Chance. And I really appreciate you writing down a question for me, too. Let's see, what else? Here's a good one. This one is from my Shigiri? I can't read my handwriting sometimes, guys. I have to write these fast so that way, it doesn't take up too much time. I think it says my Tamaguchi from Japan. Okay, for those of you who don't know, I do get other questions from other people who come from different places around the world, but I don't have a lot of subscribers, so it's mostly just people who just want to watch my videos for Pete's sake and don't want to bother subscribing. That's okay. As long as I'm getting views, that's fine. But she asks me, Jacob, if the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park were crossed with frog DNA, doesn't that mean initially all the dinosaurs before the Indominus in Jurassic World were hybrids? Ooh, that's a good question. And actually, you could look up Klayton, who I've dedicated this video to. You can look up his channel. He probably talks about this too. Plenty of YouTubers in the Jurassic Park community have talked about how that the Indominus wasn't initially the first hybrid. It was the first hybrid cross between two dinosaurs, but not really the first hybrid dinosaur. Does that make sense? Basically, for those of you who don't know, in the book, as well as in the first movie, they crossed frog DNA to fill in gaps in the genome sequences of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. So, yes, the Indominus wasn't the first hybrid dinosaur, or wasn't the first initial hybrid. That's a good question. I wish more people would ask questions like that. And this next question is from, what's this? Zach Graham? It's spelled like graham cracker. And he asks me, what was this? He asks me, Jacob, how is it that the T-Rex in Jurassic Park couldn't see Dr. Grant while it was sitting in front of him? That's a good question. And he also asks, and how is it he was able to tell that they were there, and why did he move the car? Well, he could tell they were there because even though he couldn't see them, I'm sure he could smell them. That's for sure. So he moved the car so he could get a beat on their location. But to your question, why couldn't he see them? I think Klayton also said this, or some other YouTuber did, where the fact that the T-Rex, as well as most of the other dinosaurs in the Jurassic Park series, have been crossed with frog DNA, that, for those of you who don't know, frogs, they eat whatever moves. Whatever's small enough to fit in their mouth, whatever moves, they attack it, they eat it. Which is why, if you take a dead bug and put it in front of a frog, he's going to go, what was that moved? And he'll just ignore it because he doesn't see the bug moving. But if you take a live bug, you place it behind him, and that thing moves around and gets in front of him, and he keeps moving, that frog will see it and eat it. Now, I don't think frogs are fussy eaters, but I think it's just because they're more, active hunters, that they prefer to see moving food, see that as a target. And anything, of course, small enough to fit in a frog's mouth is instantly food. Bugs, fish, other frogs, snakes, you name it. So I think that's the main reason that the T-Rex in Jurassic Park didn't really see the Dr. Grant and Lex sitting in front of him. He didn't see him, of course, but he could smell him. That's my opinion. This next question is from Rodrigo Borgia from Italy. Nice name. I'm sure my accent probably butchered it, but who cares? And he asks me, Jacob, why is it that even after 20 years, when we saw Jurassic World, they still did the same inaccuracies that we saw in Jurassic Park? Why didn't they redesign some of the dinosaurs? That's a good question. And I think it's because, well, if we redesign it to look 100% accurate, it would look like Jurassic Park, would it? I mean, sure, even I'm upset that they don't do 100% accuracy for their dinosaurs, but to be fair, for me, it's entertainment. It's something I grew up with watching as a kid. I'm 18 years old, guys, and this movie came out before I was born. It and The Lost World came out before I was born. Nuts. I'm sorry, guys. There was a little thing on my phone that bugged me. It was about my battery going down. But anyway, but the main thing is, what I was talking about was a scaly dinosaur in Jurassic Park. That's what we saw first, and that's what we kept seeing in each movie after that and after that. And even though in Jurassic Park 3, horrible movie by the way, where the raptors had those quill-like feathers at the back of their heads, nice design though. If you covered them in feathers, they wouldn't look like Jurassic Park. It would just look like some documentary or somebody trying to be Jurassic Park but 100% accurate. You see, with Jurassic Park, you have to get a sense of nostalgia for the old movies as well as appreciate a new one. So, why they don't do it is for two reasons. One is for nostalgia purposes, and two is for marketing. Because, like I said earlier, I'm sure you guys remember, not a lot of people like feathery dinosaurs. Now, I personally don't mind them, but if I see a scaly one, that's okay with me too. I love feathered dinosaurs, and I love scaly ones. It's just how I was raised and how I was born to... Interestingly enough, I was born in the year 1999 when Walking with Dinosaurs came out. So, I was literally born in the year of a documentary where they basically based the whole thing on dinosaurs. Kind of funny, isn't it? Good book. But anyway, I don't see the problem with them not doing 100% accuracy. That's okay. It's entertainment. And plus, it gets the little ones interested in dinosaurs. That's the big thing about some of these movies is I don't mind it being not 100% accurate, because then little kids will start to look up all these things about dinosaurs, they'll start to ask professionals and their parents and stuff, and they'll all find something that they never thought existed. Of course, they won't agree with it at first, but once they see and start to cope with it a little more and more, then they'll start to ease into it. And that's all that really matters, is they start to ease into the fact that, well, they're dinosaurs. No matter how many times we say it looks 100% accurate, we're always going to get it wrong in the paleontological community. We're always going to get things wrong until we figure out the right thing. So, what else? I guess that's it for that part. So, I hope you enjoyed my explanation, Rodrigo. I hope it wasn't too confusing. I start to go off in tangents and ramble when I do these questions. And thank goodness yours was the last question, because I don't think I could do any more after that. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notifications bell down by the subscribe button. Leave a comment saying what videos you would like to see next, what kind of challenges you would like to see. And make sure you share this video with Klayton Fioriti so he can see that I've dedicated this to him, for him, you know, inspiring me to make another video again. At least another answering your questions video. And this was a long one. It's like 16 minutes. It's going on 17. So, I hope you always enjoyed the video. And remember to take care. Aloha.